Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G Money. They with a strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe it. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable. Yes, sir. We're live in our virtual studios overlooking the digital world. Yes, sir. As you already know, it is Happy SRT Wednesday. It is hump day, everybody. And before we even move forward, I got to give a special shout out to my bestie. Her birthday is the day she's turning the big 5-0. So shout out to Nay, the big 5-0 today.
I always show up on there 5-0.
Yeah. 5-0, man. 5-0 is when you turn 5-0, that it lets you know that you have lived a long time.
Yeah.
That means that you've been blessed for a long time.
Yep.
All right, with that being said, man, I was just telling one of my guys, I know my guys lost in the heartbreaker, but I'm still Duke for life, so I'm still rep the cap. If I can wear it in the win, I'm gonna wear it in the loss. So here I am, all duped out, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. So it is what it is. We got to talk about that. And we got some Hawks news coming up. We got my main man D-Dub coming through, man, and talking about the Atlanta Hawks. And speaking of Atlanta Hawks, Asa, the Hawks are about to get ready to play now.
Yep, the kickoff. I forgot who they playing tonight. Orlando, yeah. So they can have a chance to solidify their fifth seeding tonight. Put more.
Make sure you get your questions ready for Mr. D-Dub and see what he got to say about the Atlanta Hawks. Because for a minute there, I didn't know if Quinn was gonna be able to handle what we had going on with that talent.
Hey, you already know. You know what had to have happened for me to say he should be back next year. And
yeah.
Say that again. I didn't. You blocked out for a second.
Yeah, I was saying that. I know how you feel about Quinn, but we definitely got to get some answers tonight from Mr. D-Dub to see what type of why are they winning? Why now? Is it all that Trey not there anymore, or is he actually coaching? What up, Dez? What's happening? What's up to everybody in the chat? What's up to everybody that's tuning in? Sports Roundtable, episode 468.
I feel like the answer you're gonna get is gonna be a mixture of all of that, but I not all on Trey, but I just think now you got guys who actually fit, and so
he shouldn't have any excuse at this point, right?
No, correct. That's what I'm saying. So my threshold was to get the 6. He's at 5. Can you keep it at 5? And the other part of that threshold was getting the 6, and depending on who you would match up with, okay, you don't win the first round, but be competitive in the first round. But now, if they stay at 5, I give them more than just the Boxers' chance against Cleveland. And so, let's see.
But you know what, though? This is the question I want to ask. After looking at New York play and lose the last 3 games, 3-game losing streak, they playing that they're not playing their best going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we get the 6th spot and we got to play the Knicks, I still have, based on how they've been playing lately.
I personally, H.O., I don't like the matchup.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean?
I know it's a different thing in the playoffs, but
yeah, I don't like the matchup. So granted, they coming in, they're not playing well, but I just feel like
they got Cleveland twice coming up, and if
we'll know.
They keep their 5th spot, they're gonna end up playing them in the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's why I said I feel like the Cleveland is a better matchup, and I also we've seen Harden crash. You know what I mean? So they now good, Coach? Because Coach was saying last week that they could only beat the bottom dwellers. So glad to see you finally came around, Coach. And when you come on air, I will still talk the same trash, even though you're not on air yet. I just don't. I feel like over a 7-game series, there's 2 things. I don't like the matchup with the Knicks. I don't at this point in time. I give the edge in coaching to Brown over Quinn. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so and I hate to say this last one. I don't know. The home court would be 50-50 here in Atlanta. Yeah. It's a lot of New Yorkers here. You know what I mean? And I think for the first round, we may not get the turnout that we should get to really make it a home court advantage. And so those are the 3 reasons why I wouldn't want to see the Knicks in the first round.
That is a good point. Excellent point. They have a home game, but more New York fans in the stands than the Hawks fans.
Listen, I've been to them. I've been to them games when the Hawks were good, a few years back, or bad. New York fans show up because they can't afford to get into the stadium back or get a ticket in New York or whatever. But they show up for the Knicks here, and that's just regular season. Don't let it be a playoff game. So
it's really going down then, right?
Yeah. Second round, and we face the Knicks in the second round. I feel like that home court advantage would then slightly be more toward Atlanta when they playing here, because then you'll get more fans, home fans to go ahead and get invested. I think everybody's still going to be skeptical in that first round.
Mm-hmm. If they win, let's say they win 2 rounds to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, do you extend Quinn at that point?
I'm extending him if he wins the first round. I'm extending him. I'm extending him if the only way he doesn't get extended in my eyes is if he gets swept in the first round.
We need to ask E-Dub what's his contract looking like, how many years he got left and things of that nature.
But the way these guys seem to be gelling, and under his and H.O., I said this a few weeks back. Remember, I was like, hey, I haven't seen a coaching staff coach the bench players the way they were coaching a few weeks ago. So it's not just Quinn, like everybody on the coaching staff seems to have bought into whatever he's laying out there. So I'll give them like I said, they wind up being they wind up being a playoff team, not a play-in team, which I look like they more than likely will. Then he gets my extension, unless they get swept in the first round. which we
They
don't. I don't
3-0
see
against
that.
they 3-0 against Orlando, so they can't mess around with this team tonight. They
No.
need to go ahead and
Yeah.
make it 4-0, right?
Yeah. And people had Orlando winning the South.
Mm-hmm.
So look like the Hawks can wind up winning the Southeast Division.
Another question I got for you. Which out of the two teams, which has the most promise moving forward as far as the future? Which young team, the Hawks or Charlotte? Because I keep hearing this buzz about how Charlotte is. Nobody want to play them. But I want to ask you, with the young guns that the Hawks got versus
It's
the
the
young
Hawks,
guns,
man. It's the Hawks. And the thing that puts the Hawks over is what they'll be able to do in this offseason with picks and the money they kind of have. You know what I mean? So it's the Hawks with the upside.
Okay.
That's the reason why we're saying how important it is for Quinn to finish this year strong, be a playoff team, and show something in the first round.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that for sure. All right, man, it's time to get into it. Let's go ahead and jump into some hot news.
Blazing, scorching, red hot.
This is why I'm hot.
It's the Sports Roundtable Hot News.
Yes, sir. The hot news sponsored by Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill, the best Louisiana seafood spot in town. Go on over to Big Easy Grill, man. Get you some of them crab claws for the appetizer. Get you a shrimp basket. Take 2 bites to get rid of 1 shrimp. And get you an Arnold Palmer to wash it all down with. And don't forget to walk away with some beignets. And instead of getting French fry, I want you to go ahead and get some of that red beans and rice for the side. And you'll enjoy yourself. Make sure you mention Sports Roundtable SRT. Get your 10% off any meals, $25 or more. Believe
Hey
me.
man, I'm gonna say it right now, HO. We got a full Final Four. We gotta go.
Men or women, don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of men and women, we got the Final Four. That's the first topic up the bat right now. The Final Four is in. On the men's side, we got Michigan versus Arizona, then Illinois and UConn. Mr. Dan Hurley made it in there. I know you like, whatever.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, HO. It was all good just a week ago when you asked me how was my bracket looking. I was like, well, all my Final Fours is still intact. You like, that's not a bad thing. Well, that did not last.
It didn't last too long, huh? Yeah.
That did not last long at all.
On the girls' side, I can't remember it before I need to pull it up. Do you remember right offhand before I pull it up?
Oh, South Carolina, UConn, UCLA, and forget the 4th team. South Carolina, UConn, UCLA.
I'm putting it up now.
Who was the 4th team?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. That's
No,
right.
Texas.
Right.
No, Texas.
Oh, Texas.
Yeah, they chalked the whole thing.
And I went chalk, and so far so good.
Mm-hmm. So we got Madison Booker versus Betts on at the 9:30 game. Then we got the UConn, got Sarah Strong versus the multitudes of talent at South Carolina, the 7:00 game, and that's gonna be on Friday.
Pick your poison. Actually, I mean, this is the first time where this is how I'm glad this year in the women's bracket it went chalk, because this year your semifinals.
Say hey to Carletta. What up, Carletta?
Hey, Miss Carlette. This year, HO, you really do have. You're gonna get 3 championship games because the 2 semifinal games are championship games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the championship game. So the South Carolina UConn could be a championship game. The UCLA Texas could be a championship game. I got UConn and Texas in the finals. So,
were you surprised of how South Carolina did what they did to Oklahoma?
I was, because I said last week, I was like, y'all asked the question out of the 4. I know I got cussed out, I think, by Big Cuz. But the question Cuz was asked out of the teams left, who had the chance of losing, and to me it was South Carolina because they had already lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah,
early in the season. You know what I mean? So
that was a revenge game, huh?
Oh yeah, they beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
I actually tipped my hat to TCU.
Yeah. This is the question I had for you, and I want to make sure when Coach get on, I want to make sure I ask him this. Out of the teams that are playing in the Final Four, who's the best player out of all the teams that's playing?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I have not watched much of UConn. I know they're 39-0, whatever they are. Yeah. I am not familiar with their squad this year.
Let me just tell you, Sarah Strong is my favorite player in women's basketball.
So I'll be misinformed to tell you if I would pick probably the 2 guard or point guard out of South Carolina, but I have not really watched UConn, so I don't know what they have going on.
Sarah Strong is a beast. I'm talking about number 21 for UConn. Yeah, she the real deal.
Okay.
And I know everybody talk about Fudd, but Sarah she the truth. And I think she's just a sophomore. I think she was a freshman last year, if I'm not mistaken. So, and hopefully if VP jump in tonight, hopefully he can he's a South Carolina guy. Maybe he can advise us on this. I know Coach would know. He'll have something to say, as he used to coach the girls anyway. So, yeah, can't wait till he jump on and see what he got to say about that. All right, let's get to the men. Are we disrespecting the UConn-Illinois game and looking straight forward to the Michigan-Arizona game?
Yes, we are. I mean, UConn has won it twice in the last 4 years or 3 years.
They went back to back.
Yeah, so
before Florida won, UConn went back to back.
So to not, it's somewhat but I call me biased on this. I think some of it is the dislike of the head coach in UConn.
That can be it, and probably nobody even. If I ask anybody who's the coach for Illinois,
nobody knows the Fighting Illini, right?
Nobody would even know who the coach is.
Yeah. So, Big Blue and Arizona, they carry a little bit more marquee weight in the college basketball arena than. Man, it's been some years since Illinois was this good.
D. Brown,
Darren
Williams, D. Brown,
yeah. So Darren Williams, it don't seem like that, but that's almost 20 years ago, ain't it?
Yeah, 2005 when they went to the Final Four. Right on the head, 20 years.
Yeah. So a combination of those two things is the reason why it is something. But listening to people talk about Illinois, they say that defense is legit.
They're the tallest team in the league in the West Column.
Yeah, so I am pulling for Illinois for personal reasons.
Look at Bob. Listen at Bob. Did I miss the rant?
Nah, I ain't go to.
Nah,
he's talking for you.
about me.
How about for you?
I didn't rant, Bob. I didn't rant, but
It's somber, Bob. He's somber. He's somber today. Let's go take it easy on him.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So, Bob, are we disrespecting the Illinois UConn game? And why is everybody just looking forward to the Arizona Michigan game? Be interesting to see what Bob got to say. I think he think he roots for UConn in both sides. Now, UConn ladies and men are in the Final Four. What a job by the athletic director.
Hey, listen. So I don't know. You should have had this as one of your questions. I don't want to say it now because you could have used it maybe later. But UConn is one of the few schools that the men and women have won championships basketball wise at the same time. Ain't this like they third or fourth time in so many years being able to having a chance to do so or have done so?
Mm-hmm.
Because when Calhoun was coaching, the women were winning. I mean, that's when UConn was dominant. Back with Cal, that was the beginning of the reign for the UConn women. Back when Calhoun was the coach for the men. So it has been crazy what they've done basketball wise.
He said no one had them in the Final Four unless they were throwing darts. So that's why no attention is being.
Oh, with Illinois?
Yeah, Illinois and UConn. Yeah. But you got the Fab Five factor for Michigan, and then you got the Arizona looking.
Lou Holtz
they hadn't been to the final. They hadn't won a championship since '97. They hadn't been in the game since 2001.
Yeah.
So 25 years ago, they was in the championship game. So that's why they're getting a lot of more cachet with that. And plus, they look the most dominant out of all the teams in the Final Four. Arizona probably looked the most dominant.
I had Arizona in the championship game going up against Houston, but obviously that didn't happen. So one half of my championship prediction is still available.
Yeah, they dominated.
I don't know why I read that just now, H.O., in the voice of Bob.
There you go. All right, Bob. Tell me, Bob, who is the best out of all of the Final Four on the women's side? Who is the best player out of those four schools? Who's the best player in the Final Four for the women's side? Let's see if he could go with Sarah Strong just like I did. I'm pretty sure he will. Shout out to the Braves to getting a win today, 5-1, and Drake Baldwin is on his way to an MVP season already.
They got off to a good start, even with all the injuries coming into it. They off to a good start.
Yeah. Walt Weiss might win manager of the week.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because they put hands on Kansas City, and a lot of people got Kansas City winning the AL Central. So.
All right, well, I'll wait on Bob to answer that question. Let's jump to the Hawks real quick. Well, no, let's go back. I was gonna ask Coach since he coached, but as a man, what was your thoughts on the way Duke lost that game? What did you blame? You blaming the coach, or you blaming the players, or you just blaming it on you?
I'm gonna give more credit to UConn. Than to put blame on Duke or on the player.
Right, I understand that, but I'm talking about the last play where all they had to do was hold the ball.
Yeah. I said this on my show. It's the equivalent of Chris Webber calling timeout.
All right, so just like I said, look what Bob said. Sarah Strong. I told you, he is the best player, bar none. The girl from UCLA cannot touch her. I'm telling you. Listen, Asa. I'm gonna see
because I'm gonna be watching South Carolina and UConn. I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna see what she about.
Deal.
I will see it. I got UConn beating South Carolina, so I'm gonna experience that.
All right, go ahead and finish your point. You said it's Coach Weber calling timeout.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, literally grab the ball, hold the ball, and go to the foul line. The game's over, right?
Yeah.
And you just can't explain. You can't explain a brain fart. But I believe UConn coming at him with the two tall guys, and his instinct was to get rid of the ball like a hot potato. And he had two guys. They were two guys down the court,
wide
open. So, but at the same time, the best thing was to hold the ball and get fouled. And so it's a brain fart, man. And there's nothing. I don't think. I mean, we can try. Sometimes we can try to overanalyze something, and and say coaching and say, but I feel like the old adage always comes up. Sometimes pressure busts a pipe. You don't know what you're gonna do until you're in that situation. You don't know when the fire alarm go off if you're gonna run toward the fire or run out the door. You can say whatever you want to say, but when the alarm goes off, then you do whatever it is that's in you to do. And so,
well, Bob said he blamed it on the coaching because K would have never let that happen.
Well, so I've seen that kind of play out over the last couple of days, right, on social media and whatnot. How as a head coach, Shai is what, 4 years in?
Yeah, 4 years in.
Coach K was 40 years in.
42.
And I can promise you right now, if I go back to them early 80s when Dean Smith was out coaching Coach K, it was the same scenario. He hadn't seen enough, you know what I mean, to pull back on. And you can say, well, those guys were right next to Coach K or whatever. There's a big difference 4 inches to the left from head coach to assistant.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it falls on Shai because he's the one could have called timeout and just rally the team together. Call your timeout. Let's set up something. And because that's the last thing you needed was the turnover. Why are you rushing to throw the ball anyway?
What did Chris Webber say? No, who did he call a timeout? Or like somebody had said something to him walking out of the huddle onto the floor, and it didn't register. I personally am not putting all of it on coaching, and I'm not putting all of it on Boozer. I just think it's a perfect recipe of disaster that just happened to you all. Now, you can't say 2 years in a row that this has happened to Duke. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what happened at the end of last year with Cooper Flagg. Was it he just missed the free throws?
No, he just missed. Well, they was up 14 in the second half with 5 minutes to go.
Yes. So almost similar scenario then, right? So maybe this is somewhat more on coaching, but I would still put that on experience. I just said Shai is 3 years in, 4 years in.
To your point, I would say this. To your point, and I went in and this and that, and after I sat back and I calmed my nerves and got emotionally adjusted, I said to myself, you know what? Shire his first year head coaching, taking over for Duke, was the first year of NIL. Coach K has never coached in the NIL era, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody who's coached in the NIL era and won a championship has experience, except Todd Golden last year. But I can guarantee you, like Danny Hurley coached at Wagner, he coached at Rhode Island, and all them games that the games that John Shire lost, he lost at Wagner, and he lost also at the other spot.
Wasn't under the spotlight like
he wasn't under the spotlight like he was at Duke. So yeah, that's the thing. So Shire gets to grow in front of the spotlight, and all of the mistakes are magnified. So that's why he's getting
Here's the
heat.
here's the other thing. I'm gonna back you up even more on that thought process. My partner was shooting it down if you was listening Monday because he just can't stand Duke, so he wasn't going to agree just because it was going to make Duke look better. But I also feel I'm going to use North Carolina as this example so you'll understand where I'm coming from. The Cooper Flag last year and now the Boozer boys, right? They both now, Cooper Flag went to the NBA, Boozer's going to the NBA, right? The Boozer's boys, they're not coming back next year. When North Carolina had that shot that Villanova made to win the finals, 3/5 of those guys came back the following year to play.
The whole team came back.
Because they wanted to get that taste out of their mouth and win a championship. Right. That helps coaching too. So the mistakes that were made last year with Flag and those players they're gone. They weren't there this year. So now you have these mistakes now with the Boozer boys. They're not going to be there next year. So if Duke somehow makes it, this far again next year, he's going to still have a brand new group of kids who back to my fire example, you just don't know how they're going to react when the alarm goes off. You just don't know.
All right. Well, with that being said,
I just feel like if Cooper Flag was still with you all this year from last year, y'all probably win a national championship. Well, y'all definitely win that game.
Yeah, probably. But it's too many balls for that. But speaking of that, it's time to talk NBA.
It's never enough experience, though, H.O. It's never enough experience, and that's what you need.
But who's going to take the last shot? You going to give it to Bulls, you going to give it to Flag? That's
experience, Flag. Experience.
Hey, with that being said, it's time for the Hawks report. My main man E-Dub is in the building, baby. Yes, sir.
What's going on, folks? How is everybody doing?
As we're speaking now, we're talking about we're looking at the Hawks and we're talking about we're talking about the issue that Duke had in of the game. Who's to blame? Was it coaching? Was it brain fart? Was it just Asa said it was just a perfect storm?
Yeah, I think there's always room for culpability for everybody. Like if you win, everybody get a little bit of shine, right? And so I just feel like it's got to be that way when you lose, right? And so the boy could have made a better decision. Coach could have made a better decision. Like there's culpability everywhere, but just a wonderful game to watch, though, as somebody who really, I'm always pulling for Duke to lose, but like it was still a wonderful game.
I almost muted your mic.
Listen, hey, E-Dub, I've been having to play nice today. You know what I mean? I don't want to get Jay-Z over here and fade it to black.
Yeah. Well, so let's but you see, I'm still forever.
Yeah, hold it down.
But anyway, we finna jump off that to the red and black team. Yeah, so we're gonna finna jump to the red and black team. The Hawks, they done jumped up to the 5th spot. I think at one time you came on the show, they was in the 11th spot. Mm-hmm. They're up to the 5th spot now. So my question to you, first question, E-Dub, is what has happened? How did they get to the 5th spot from the 11th spot since the time that you come on?
Listen, man, I think it's a combination of well, first of all, you win 18 out of 20, you're going to move up. You've won 18 out of 20 games. And so what you've done is you have simultaneously gelled with all of the new guys that you've acquired through the trade deadline over the course of the season. You have begun to gel, and you ran into a very soft part of your schedule. Both of those things happened at the same time. And so while some people be like, oh man, they just played a bunch of teams that weren't that good. Yes, they did. That is true. But also they were playing very good basketball, right? They just beat a good Boston Celtics team. They're being a Magic team. There are some quality wins there. And so I think it's just kind of a perfect storm of this team finally gelling. The plus minus for their starters are like top 3 in the league, if it's not first. And so they're gelling. They hit a soft spot in the schedule, and winning 18 out of 20 will do that.
All right. So what me and Ace really want to know has Quinn learned how to coach within that 20 game span? Has he learned how to use what he has as far as multi-talented guys and being able to blend this team together? How much of it has his handprint been on the 18 out of 20?
I mean, I think you got to give him some credit. I think you got to give him a lot of credit, to be honest with you. I've been up and down on Quinn. I've been very critical of him on my podcast, and I've also praised him when praise is due. He has given in and made some adjustments to his rotations at times. And then the fact of the matter is you got a better team, right? You got a better team. And so you're not having to play Asa Newell and Mo Gay at center for long stretches of time when that's not their natural position. And so now you got a guy like a Jock Landale who can come in. You add a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, and you bringing in Reece Shea off the bench. All of these things were coaching moves, right? And so these things ultimately have worked in your favor. And so I think it's a balance of you just have better talent, and I think he's doing a better job coaching and putting in guys in better positions to win.
So me and Asa we talked before you came on, and we asked if he keeps this fifth spot and win the series, do you extend Quinn to go along with all of the young talent? Do you trust him enough to extend him so he can go ahead and blend with the young guys that's there? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind giving him another. I mean, I don't know particularly what his contract is. I don't know when exactly it expires, but like, yeah, I mean, if you get a good draft pick and you like what you see, your guys are under contract. Like Ansi has done a wonderful job of cleaning the books for this organization. Jalen's under contract for at least the next few years at a very reasonable price. Same with Dyson. You're not even paying Mo Gay yet. I mean, you have all of these guys under contract. Your worst contract is Corey Kispert, and that's not even a terrible contract, right? And so I wouldn't be opposed to them locking him up for maybe another 1 or 2 years or whatever is on his contract. So I think that would be okay to me.
Go ahead,
H.O. He's already made my expectations. Playoff team, and then just have depend on matchups. You can maybe win the first round, but be competitive and don't get swept. And go ahead and sign him for a couple more years. But I will say, people forget when he was in Utah, he was consistently a 4 or 5 seed in Utah. And we would consider the West over the last 10 seasons way better than the East. So I don't think coaching is really the to me, questioning. I won't say questioning his coaching, but I still think he got out coached by old boy down in Miami a couple times this year. But questioning his coaching really shouldn't be the issue in Atlanta. You brought it up. Are they going to be able to move the pieces accordingly? And you just mentioned it, E-Dub. They've cleaned the books up. They shafted New Orleans and got a lottery pick and was able to keep their pick. And so, moving forward, I really do. It's more than just hope for the Hawks moving forward, going into next year.
Yeah, and all you really want to see is growth, right? You want to see growth, and you hope that they kind of learn from the previous time when they had their window. I thought last time they had their window with the Al Horford group and Paul Millsap, when they had that group, I thought they held on a little bit too long to that group, and as a result, it burnt them. It burnt them financially, and they had to recover. And then you had the Trae Young era, and they were never really able to really find a good mesh with Trae Young to really get that thing going. They took a swing for DeJounte Murray. It didn't work. I don't fault them for that. At least you took a swing, right? And so now you're starting to have another window, the Jalen Johnson window. What is this window what is it gonna look like? Did you learn anything from the past, right? I think that if you're building a team it's much better to build it around a 6'9" point forward than a point guard who's barely 6'1", right? Just from a size standpoint, because the league is going away from these smaller guards, and so I think just from that asset alone, you're in a better position. And so I'm a big fan of Jalen Johnson. I think that the sky's the limit for the kid, and I think they're doing a good job of putting some pieces around him. And you're probably going to have a top 5, top 8, maybe even top 5 pick this year. And so the future looks good. So why not keep Quinn around for another year or two?
With that being said, the Hawks going into this draft season, gonna have a whole bunch of money to spend, and they get a high draft pick. What is it that they're missing? If you can name one piece that they're missing, and if you can get it in the draft, what would that be?
Oh man, I mean, I personally like the Bonsa kid. You know what I'm saying? I like to aim high. I think all of those guys at the top, those top 3 guys are really like the cream of the crop. And then I think that there's kind of like a fall off after the top 3. You got DeBonsa, you got the kid from Kansas, Peterson, and then you have the other kid. I forget his name, but this draft is really good. It is really good. I think the top 3 guys are kind of game changers. If you can roll a dice and roll a 7 and get one of those 3, that would be ideal. Just plug them in wherever. Just plug them in wherever. As you know, all teams need depth. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see them bring CJ McCollum back. Kick the tires on that if a deal works out for them. I would like to see them bring Kuminga back. And so that's just good depth. You bring in a rookie and he can learn behind the good vets, like a CJ McCollum and guys like that. And so I don't know. I think wherever they pick, they'll be in a good position. I don't think there's one glaring need that they're missing. Of course, everybody likes 3-and-D wings. Everybody wants a big that can shoot and stretch the floor. So if you can grab one of those, that's always good.
What about point guard?
Point guard is I've been starting to look at some of the mock drafts, and a lot of the mocks have them taking a point guard in that first round. The Flemings kid is the guy that has been linked to Atlanta in some of the drafts, and I think that would be a wonderful pick. If you draft a point guard like that, you can still have CJ McCollum start and still have the point guard play valuable minutes, right? Because just because you bring CJ back don't mean he gonna hog all the minutes, Yeah, I think that would be a wonderful addition.
That's another.
Do you like Fleming, Acuff, or the kid out of Louisville, Mikael Brown?
Out of the 3, I think I like Fleming the best. He's got a certain pop to him, like when I watch his film. Like I kind of, but the other 2, like again, this is a very talented draft. Like if you have to end up with one of those 2 guys, if so happens the pick falls out of the top 10 and you grab one of those other 2, you're still pretty much cooking with house money, right? And so I like Fleming the best out of the 3, but I mean I think all those guys could fit into this team.
Could you see us taking a Darren Peterson to kind of bridge him into let him start off on the bench and let CJ kind of coach him until CJ goes on and retires, and then all of a sudden you got you a star-studded smooth scorer that can put the ball in the hole. Can you see that scenario?
Definitely. I mean, I'm of the belief best player available. I think he's a guy that you just bring him on and you figure everything else out later. The guy is obviously can score at all 3 levels. He is smooth. I don't have any concerns with the Peterson kid. I really like him. Boozer was the guy I was thinking about earlier. I don't know why I had a brain fart, but
you know why.
But I really like the Peterson kid, and he can definitely fit in with this team. And I like Boozer as well. Like I think Boozer can come in. I think there's value for all 3 of those guys at the top. AJ, Boozer, and Peterson. Like, I think that there's value for all three of those guys. And if the Hawks are lucky to get up in that top three, I think that would be advantageous for them to grab one of those guys.
Could you see a Jaden Bradley for the point guard from Arizona getting picked up late first round, early second round for the Hawks if they don't get a point guard in the top 10?
Yeah, so after like 15, it gets kind of tricky. Like after 15, it gets kind of tricky. And then you're looking at like the metrics of like, where do we want this guy to be, right? Like what is the goal for him? What is the vision? And where do we want him to fit in? I think if you're looking top 10, top 15, you're looking plug and play immediately. Like you're looking for rotational players if you're drafting guys top 10. Anything after top 10, like 15 and above, I think you're looking kind of more of depth and kind of long-term situation. So I'm not sure about depending on if they draft something like later on in the round.
Since Coach just joined us, Coach wanted us to talk about Caleb Wilson. We didn't want to leave Coach out of this conversation. So, what about a Caleb Wilson fitting into this as well?
I just started watching film on him. I like what I see from him as well. I don't have him as high as I do some of the other guys, but like again, if he's there at like, you know, mid first round, I could probably see it happening. I can be talked into it. But again, I just think that this talent, this group is so rich. I think this group is so rich. This class is so much more depth than the previous class where it was kind of top heavy to me. It was kind of top heavy. And then like you kind of fell off and, you know, you had some good players, but like, you know,
right.
This class, there's a lot of value here, a lot of meat on the bone.
Coach, coming on in, you got any questions for E-Dub about the Hawks right now?
Look here, E-double-O with the golden microphone. What's a good ending point for the season for you? I think you may have already said, but what's a good ending point for you for the Hawks?
I think that if they can finish in the top 6, I think that would be a start, right? If you get top 6, if you're able to finish 6, 5, you're probably going to be playing either Boston or maybe Cleveland in that first round, depending. If you get to that first round and give them a fight, like you don't even got to win, just give them a fight. Then you can look back on the season and tell everyone, you know, at the beginning of the season, if you would have told me that we would make it top 6 by getting rid of Trae Young and getting rid of Porzingis and have all of the turnaround we did and still made it a top 6 team, I think that is very much of value. And I think Hawks fans would sign up for whatever's on task for next year. And you have a possible lottery pick coming into the fold. You don't have any bad contracts outside of Corey Kispert, but I think
I need to be on your show because you sound like me.
If you have a first round matchup and if you can avoid the play-in, to answer your question, avoid the play-in and fight like hell in that first round and let the chips fall where they may, I think that's success.
Okay. Is Jalen Johnson, has he ascended to superstar or is he star?
He's ascending. He's ascending. He still has a while to go to me. There's still lapses defensively to me. There's still areas where he can improve on conditioning. I mean, this is his first year with the usage that he's had, and I thought he's done a wonderful job. He has learned how to close out games this year. He's closed out a number of games. I'm talking about fourth quarter. I'm bringing the ball up. I'm taking the ball to the hoop. And so he's starting to embrace contact when going to the hoop. And that can be a game changer. That's very Giannis-like, right? And so the next level for me is for him to move up defensively, for him to lock in. He still has a lot of lapses defensively. He gets beat back door sometimes defensively. But that's to be associated with the uppage in the offensive usage that he's had. But I wouldn't call him a superstar yet. I think he's a star. I think his numbers are up there with like Jokic and like very few guys, the numbers that he puts up, he is very much an ascending superstar. But right now, I think 1 star is good enough for him.
Quick message for Bob is Seattle has been approved for the new team coming up in the near future. Will you be moving there?
Don't be trying to move Bob out of Georgia, man. Bob's gonna stay right here in the good old UGA, man.
Bob wanted me to ask you this. Go ahead, E-Dub. Bob wanted me to ask you about KD retiring as a Sonic in 2028.
Oh man, that would be so freaking awesome, bro. Like to see him as a Sonic come full circle. I'm big on storylines, and I don't know if they can write a better story than that. I would love that for him, and I would love that for you too, Bob. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure he want that to happen for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of expansion, have they approved Seattle and Las Vegas, or are we just still speculating on that's just a heavy favorite right now?
If it's not a done deal, I believe it's pretty close to a done deal. I mean, they've been talking about this for years, and I just think that the wheels are finally turning, and I think it's going to happen sooner or later, and very much overdue. Like Seattle's needed a team in that city for the longest time, and Las Vegas makes a ton of sense too. So that'll be really cool.
Will Nashville ever get a team?
I don't know, man. Probably not. No disrespect to Nashville. I just don't. It's just you seen what it's taken to get Seattle and Las Vegas a team. And no disrespect to Nashville, it is not Seattle nor Las Vegas.
So my question now is, if KD goes back to Seattle, does his jersey get retired in Seattle?
Oh, of course. I mean, I don't know. That's a good one. Like, I think that you got to put up some other guys. You got to get
honorary retirement jersey.
Yeah,
retirement.
I mean, I think that first of all, you got to get Peyton up there. You got to get, you got to get the OGs up there. You got to get Peyton. I don't know if Lenny Wilkins is up there. You got to get the OGs, Sean Kemp. You got to get those OGs up there first, and then you worry about Durant.
Hey, Joe, I feel like Durant. I mean, I know this won't happen, but Durant might be one of those guys who either he gonna get his jersey retired at all the spots he's been at, or he doesn't get his jersey retired nowhere for a minute. I just because you would say OKC probably, right? Well, Seattle not long enough in the franchise shutdown might come back, but yeah. OKC is where everybody really knew him, but he left OKC kind of with a bad taste and left with unfinished business. He didn't stay long enough with the Warriors. That's Draymond, Clay, and Steph. Unless he wins a ring in Houston, I don't see how he gets anything in Houston compared to Elijah Moore and all those guys. You know what I mean? So it's like, he's a man.
I think his best chance is OKC, to be honest with you. Yeah. That's where he really cut his bones. That's where he became a star. But look, he decided that he wanted to be a hired assassin. And there's nothing wrong with that, but
no, chips for it.
It's hard to find community when you're taking that contract every 2 and 3 years to go kill.
Yes.
He's a hired assassin.
Hold on,
Coach Colin.
Oh, I didn't know you dropped off.
He's on the phone with the league. He's on the phone.
I know, Coach Colin Adam Silver right now.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, Coach trying to get Seattle. He's trying to get the tickets to that Kevin Durant.
Let me make a phone call. Let me make a phone call. Get these Sonics up and running real quick. He's making moves, man.
All right, hey, Bob. My question that something that we were throwing around the other day or the other week. Who's the most improved player for the league? Is it Nickeil Alexander-Walker or is it Jalen Johnson? Or one of those will get it. Or are they going to give it to the kid out of Detroit?
Man, I think you talking about Jalen Duren? The big in Detroit?
Yeah, Jalen Duren.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that both of those guys would be very, very, very worthy. And I'm talking about Alexander Walker and Duran. Alexander Walker is single-handedly the best pickup going from one team to the next in the offseason. By far. By far. You're not going to find another guy that went to another team and has done as much as this guy. This guy has fit in seamlessly. And there was never a lull in the uptick in his usage. Like his usage went up, and there was never like a month where you're like, oh, he's struggling. Like he may have a bad game or whatever, but like he's never like wavered. He's always shot the ball with confidence. He has just been phenomenal for the Hawks. And he was the one that made it really easy for Hawks fans to be like, well, Trey, we hate to see you, but like, this guy is balling. Like he made it really easy for the Hawks to get over Trae Young. No disrespect to Trae Young, but he was balling. He has been balling out of his mind the whole year, and he plays both sides of the ball, But I think if the Duran kid in Detroit wins it, I wouldn't have any smoke for that because I think he's very valuable. I mean, he's played himself into an all-star, and I love the kid, man. I love to watch him play, except for when they're playing the Hawks.
Would Jalen Johnson get any love?
Oh yeah, he definitely will. He definitely will. But like if I had a vote, I would probably pick Alexander Walker over Jalen. But that's just kind of me. But like, yeah. But he's gonna get some votes.
Let me see what old Bob talking about him.
You asked that question of me last week, HO, and I kind of teeter-totted, and then I sat down and watched the Hawks against San Antonio, and Walker basically won that game for him.
Man, he's hit so many big shots over the year that it's just been it's almost been like, oh, that's just what he does now. And it's crazy because he went from a role in Minnesota where he was just like a supporting guy. And I don't even think Minnesota knew they had all that in him, And he's come over here and he has flourished. And you have to credit him first and foremost. But again, you got to dip a little bit back and give credit to Quinn for him to empower him, for him to feel comfortable in taking some of these shots and going to the rim. Because in the beginning, it was a little clunky. It was a little clunky for him in the beginning with some of the drives to the hoops. But now, like, he is just he's settled in and he looks so comfortable. And it's hard to even imagine this team without him.
That's true. Let's see. Bob said Jalen should be improving. He's young. Oh, coach said he ready. There we go. My bad, Coach. We told Bob you were talking to Adam Silver to get him some tickets to the Kevin Durant retirement in Seattle.
No, I'm trying to get Bob some tickets on a one-way flight. Make sure it's first class all the way. No frills. It's first class.
Frills. Okay. E-Dub, if the Hawks win 2 series this playoff series, how proud would you be of this team? And who would you get a credit to? Does Anssi get the credit, or will Quinn actually get his flowers?
Yeah, man, I'm a spread the love guy, bro. Like, I'm like, man, I feel like we win together, we lose together, and maybe that's just kind of the coach in me, because I coach as well, and so I never want to put one person or one, player or any person above everybody else. Like, we're an organization. Everyone's doing their job. Credit Anssi for turning this team over. You turned the team over, and there was no setback, right? You traded your franchise player. There was no setback. And you gave your coach a new version. You gave your coach at least 2 or 3 versions of a Hawks team, and he's made the best of it. And so you got to credit the coach, you got to credit the GM, and then you got to credit the players. Like, we're not gonna leave them out. Like, they're first and foremost for them to buy into what is going on. And this is the most unselfish team in the league. the most unselfish team in the league. They lead the league in assists, lead the league in assists per game, right? And so you look at organizations like San Antonio who made sharing the ball popular. I just feel like there's not really one guy you could be like, oh yeah, that's the one. But like, nah, like Jalen's the head of the snake. But like, I think if their success is a microcosm of all these parts just coming together. So everybody gets $1.
Can't be mad at that.
That may be like a socialist take right there, but like, yeah, man, you know, I don't think there's no one guy, man. Everyone gets some love. Everybody gets some love.
All right, is there one particular free agent that we can kind of target this offseason that you would love for us to have?
LeBron James. No, I'm just playing. I haven't done a lot of
why you playing?
Yeah, right.
You might need to be the sixth man.
Yeah, man. Free agency, man. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Like this class coming up, it's not the best, and like there's not a lot of like stupendous names that are out there. And to be honest with you, the Hawks don't need a game changer like that in free agency, right? Like they really just don't, you know. And so, I can't think of any like just notable guys out there. I think their priority should be to find a middle ground with CJ McCollum. Obviously, you're not going to give him $32 million. If you can find a way to get him for another 2 years at maybe like a Fred VanVleet contract, maybe a 14 or 15. If you can do that, I think that would be advantageous. If you can find a way to work out Kuminga for another 2 years, I'm of the belief, and I've said on my podcast, I believe that you should kind of date Kuminga before you marry him. Meaning, I wouldn't give him anything long term, maybe a year and an option, you know, to see how it works out, or just pick up the trend, the final year in his contract and let him play on it expiring. And then, you know, if you don't like what you see at the trade deadline, you cut him and get some more assets. And so I think that those are the moves that are more advantageous than any guy who is in free agency right now. That's just kind of my take on it.
Gotcha. All right, Ace, you got any more questions before we let E-Dub go?
I got one thing to push back on you, E-Dub. That Al Horford team or whatever, we got to blame the New York cops on that. That's the reason why. After they broke my man's leg, the Russian boy was like, I'd rather deal with the Kremlin than to deal with what we got going on over here in the States. And that ruined that. Yeah. So that's why I pushed back on that team. And then obviously.
Absolutely. Broke Tabo's leg, man. That is crazy work.
Yes. We were leading the East. People forget we were leading the East and the coach left and went to Milwaukee and won a championship. So we had the coach in place as well. And everything fell apart. I blame the New York NYPD for all of that.
Yeah. Bump New York. Bump New York.
I know HO can't stand New York anyway, so hey, this is me trying to get into the good graces as well.
Yeah. If you hear my podcast, man, the two teams I always talk trash about are the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. Those are like the two, because I grew up a Dominique fan. My intro to basketball was the Hawks losing to the Celtics in that final when Dominique and Bird were going back and forth. I remember going outside and crying after that game and shooting baskets. Like, I was just like, man, I hated the Celtics. I hated them with a passion. And now I am very unbiased in my coverage of the team, except when it comes to the Boston Celtics and the New York Knickerbockers. I'm very clear of my hatred for those two teams. And so that's what it is.
Well, you know, they got a tradition in cheating in the Boston area. You know, they used to turn the heat on at that old arena for the Celtics, and you know what they were doing with the New England Patriots. So they got a history of cheating up in that northeast corridor.
Right.
Speaking of the Hawks, they up 61-46 right now. So let's go ahead.
And our guy we were just talking about, Nickeil Alexander's on a burner, man. He's leading the team in scoring. I think he's got like 15. And they're not even at the halfway. He's got 18, and there are 2 minutes left before the break. So we as soon as we speak the man's name, man, he's pouring in points, man. So shout out to Alexander Walker.
Who are they playing?
They are playing the Orlando Magic tonight.
Oh, chump killer. Okay.
Orlando.
Orlando, yeah, they're still playing with a lot of pride, man.
Orlando's above 500, coach.
Man, please. Orlando ain't gonna win nothing. They gonna tread water. Then the playoffs gonna come. Paulo Banchero gonna have a sprained fingernail. Bane gonna have.
CHO. This is the reason.
What you been saying?
See, coach. No, I'm telling HO before. Coach is a prime example of why we can't be facing the Knicks in the first round, because it will not be a home court advantage. We need to get them in the second round, because then in the second round, those people who are skeptical of the Hawks will be on board with the Hawks in the second round. But the first round, the locals are going to still be side-eyeing the Hawks, not quite sure that this team is for real because of who they've beaten over the last month and a half.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you're astute. Powell's thought that and got that thinking in you. I'm glad your mental abilities came to fruition over that thought, sir. But the Hawks, I tell you what, Asa, let's do it this way. If the Hawks go to the Eastern Conference Championship, I will come on here wearing all Duke clothes.
This is the
did I say Duke?
E-Dub. This is the part two coach just proved. The locals right now have this ECF, Eastern Conference, in their mind, and that is not the step that they need to go through.
Yeah.
Being a playoff team
you can't skip the steps.
Yeah, and working and okay, if they win the first round, cool, but being competitive in the first round is really the ceiling for this team, in my humble opinion. And I believe that you agree.
I didn't mean to say anything, Duke. My bad.
Well, you see, I ain't running, I ain't ducking no smoke this week or last weekend.
No, sir. You because that was one of the. Have you discussed it or have you poo-pooed it?
Me and Asa were talking about the coaching and who's to blame for the last play, and I was waiting for you to get on here to talk about is since you was a coach, who's to blame? Is Shai gonna take the blame, or was it a brain fart? Asa said it was just a brain fart, and it was just a perfect storm.
It was. You put first of all, where was Evans? Evans, you the best free throw shooter in the county, and you got
running away from the ball.
Other end of the court. That's strike one right there. Where are you going? Secondly, Sarr had the ball. All he had to do was drop down in a fetal position and hold the ball. They got to foul him. See, that's where that timeout.
He 58%, so he didn't want to get fouled.
And Caden Boozer, I'm gonna do. He my ball of the week because he handled those questions like a grown man. He ain't duck anybody. He stood right there in front of that microphone. He answered those questions. Sound like he was a senior instead of a freshman. He ain't duck anything. They were asking him. I said, "That's right, Caden. You tell him you ain't running from nobody. You ain't trying to say, well, I was scared." Well, no. He just said, "Hey, it happened," and he a freshman. You can't say nothing. Nobody. Let's go back. Chris Webber, Fred Brown. Let me jump on y'all while we talking about brain farts. Those kind of cases. It happened. So
Understood.
HO, what did I compare it to? HO, what
Chris
did I compare it to?
Chris Webber timeout. All right, E-Dub, we got to roll, but listen, we got a question of the day, and it says, name your top 3 all-time college basketball front court, small forward, power forward, center. Who's your top 3? If you can dig into that to the cranium and give me your top 3.
Oh man, that's easy. I just think about my childhood growing up, man. I was a big Glenn Robinson at Purdue guy. If you
Wow.
know anything about Glenn Robinson at Purdue, then you know that was the guy. I also grew up a Georgetown fan, so picking one of those guys will be tough. But I more so grew up in the Alonzo Mourning era than I did the Patrick Ewing era. So I'll probably go Zoe at the 5.
No, they got to be on the same team.
Oh, they got to be at the same team.
So
I thought I could pick them a la carte.
Yeah, give me the front court,
All right, front court, then give
Georgetown, Reggie Williams, Wingate, and Ewing.
All right. So give me the UNLV running reps. All right. And so you got Eccles at the center. You got
Eccles,
Larry Johnson,
Stacey Augmon, and Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson, and you got Stacey Augmon at the 3. And so give me that front court.
All right, that's 2. That's 2. You got one more.
All right. So who did I pick? I got UNLV and what?
You said the Georgetown. You said you were more morning than you were.
Yeah. So we're talking like complete front courts, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
Small
need 3
forward, power forward, center.
Okay. So give me UNLV. Give me I wouldn't take that Georgetown front. Well, actually, the Georgetown front court was decent with Mourning in them because, give me that Georgetown front court, but give it to me when you had Alonzo playing the 4 and Mutombo came in to play the 5.
Okay.
I forgot who we had at the 3 at that time, but the combination of Mourning and Mutombo put that group together. So put them up there. Give me UNLV. Give me the front court of Georgetown, and I'm gonna go wild card. I'm gonna go that University of Florida team with
Corey
Brewer, Al Horford, and Joakim Noah.
Yeah, there you go. Court. Good choice.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let our other guys answer later on. I see Coach and they writing them down. They're trying to steal your thunder down.
I got mine. I did mine already.
Yeah.
I go with somebody y'all don't even want to talk about. My boy, the bald head, Big Larry Michaud. I love Michaud. Michaud coming there. Take that guy, dog.
We can't forget about that Houston Cougar team with Clyde, Akeem, and
Ricky Winslow. Ricky
Winslow. Yeah. All right, E-Dub, let everybody know where they can find the Hawks Beat and then listen to the podcast, bro.
At Hawks Beat on all social media platforms. We podcast after each game. We have summer content as well. We're going to start dipping into the draft stuff as the season moves from regular season to playoff season. And you know how to get at us, man. Hawks Beat everything. Peace and love.
Good deal. Appreciate it, bro, man. We'll talk to you soon, man. I appreciate it.
E-Dub, quick. Oh, he gone. I was going to ask him. Because I ain't never seen E-Dub get excited. He just a calm, cool brother. He don't get excited about a lot of stuff.
Well, Coach, you right in time. Baller, buses, and bus stop. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't going to believe who I got for my baller this week.
Uh-oh. Scary to think about.
My baller this week is going to be 2 people. Jason Whitlock.
Oh, no.
And Drake Baldwin.
Huh? Whitlock? You got to be absolutely kidding me. No, you ain't.
Jason Whitlock just had just to have the balls to go on Cam Newton podcast to be interviewed after they were spewing back and forth. I got to give him credit for going on a podcast with Cam Newton.
Cam should have wiped him off the face of the earth. Or should have
and we're gonna have to talk about that later on because there's some heat going on with that situation. But we'll talk about it. But that's my baller. Drake Baldwin probably gonna win Player of the Week. And Jason Whitlock. We're going on the podcast. All right, Asa, what you got?
My baller, I got 2 ballers. In baseball, I'm gonna keep it home. Dominique Smith, walk-off grand slam.
Walk-off grand slam. That's what I'm talking about.
And then I guess I'm gonna be a homer, and then I got to give it up to Don. 6 straight Final Four appearances, South Carolina.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Coach, what you got?
I got two. I'm getting in the car with Ace on Dominique Smith. That was high drama when he hit that grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. That was serious high drama. Hit in the chop house. And my other baller, I don't care what y'all say. Hannah Hidalgo is a professional pickpocket. That's all I can say. If she plays for your team, you better run for cover if you're on the other side. If you a guard, don't do it. Don't get near her with the basketball because she's coming. And she's going to get it. That little spark plug, boy, she don't care what you say or what you try to do. She's going to be on you like a rash.
Because we did talk about the Final Four boys and girls, and then the women. Out of the Final Four, who's the best player for the women's side?
Strong has a stroke.
I tried to tell Asa. Asa said he hadn't really paid attention to UConn. I said Sarah Strong is the best
got
player.
a stroke like I mean that thing is beautiful for a big girl. That thing is beautiful. It's solid. You can't defend it. You think you can, but that thing is on point, on line, on time. And
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, let's get to these busters. Well, no, I had an honorable mention baller award too, and that's Tiger Woods for finally trying to get some help for himself. His kids must have talked to him.
Yeah.
He's taking some time off to get some mental help because those drugs is so getting some help really means that he's admitting that he got a problem, right?
It's not uncommon for people to become hooked on those high those painkillers or whatever that you get from the hospital, and not everybody can get it. He has the means of getting it. Like I remember when I was in the hospital and they gave me that morphine. I stayed in pain probably a day or two longer than I had to because when they gave me the one drip, I felt immediately better. But that also scared me because I was like, man, feeling this way, and they keep you on it too long. I was afraid that that could become an issue. But when you got the money that he got and has the access that he has and things of that nature, it's not hard to become addicted to that. And his life isn't. I won't say his life. I would. I don't even want to assume. You know what they say about assumption, but we've seen his life not be on the up and up over the last few years, right? So you add that in there, the pressure of life, and some of it being his own doing. But still, the pressure of life, the pressure to perform, the pressure to be Tiger Woods, all those things. It's just, I'm not surprised. But to your point, glad he's decided to get help before he kills himself.
Yeah, he said that morphine drip explains a lot. You say you got that one and stop. Maybe so.
My Buster Award goes to referee Randy Ayers.
Oh Lord!
This referee has been he done ref every Duke loss in the last 2 years. Randy Ayers is bad luck to the Duke program. So anytime he's refereeing.
I do got a question for you, H.O. I got a question for you. Since you brought it up, now I got a question for you. Will you consider Hurley headbutting the ref the equivalent of Leitner stepping on the man's chest?
Uh-oh.
Why didn't he get in the tech then?
That's my point about.
No. See, He thought the ref was
Leighton
gonna.
did get a technical foul. Leighton got a technical foul.
He thought the ref was gonna chest bump him.
But Leitner shouldn't have been in the game, and Hurley shouldn't have been in the game coaching. Ain't neither one of them supposed to be in the game. Hurley wasn't supposed to be in that game at the end to be able to kind of coach his team back to that 19-point comeback.
Well, no, the headbutt happened after they hit the shot. So that was a way, you know.
Well, then he shouldn't be coaching the next game coming up.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
Joe.
they ran out of the coaching box. You know, I mean, it's a whole lot of stuff that could have went on. But to be honest with you,
Me and Coach,
I'm out on the damn flow and everything.
It's coming out.
We about to get Jay-Z, Coach. We about to get faded to black. We about to get he gonna fade us to black. This what's gonna happen if we keep messing with him. And Coach, we can't keep messing with him.
All right, give me your buster then, Ace.
Oh, my buster, and I really don't know if I should call him a buster or not because I think he got something really going on with him. But your boy out of Detroit, out of Chicago.
Oh, Ivy.
Yeah, it was Jordan Ivy.
Jaden
Ivy. Like I said, I don't know if I want to call him a buster because I feel like something going on with him, and so I want to be conscious about that. But at the same time, my goodness, these last 2 weeks have been something serious. I don't know, you know what I mean? Don't know what to make of all of it. But other than to get fired on live TV. So or live on Instagram, basically.
But hold up, Asa. Hold up. See, the thing about it is, I don't think he got fired because of what he said. But 45 minutes talking about it? Come on, dude. You say what you got to say. If he had made a statement, well, I think that you should, and let it alone, they would have fined him or did something. But he went on and on and on and on.
Double down and that. Yeah. Listen, like I said, that's why I don't want to call him a buster because we kind of seeing in real time something else is going on with him. But at the same time, in this category, he fits right in.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you let it. It's frozen. Let it go. Let it go.
Coach, who your buster?
Jared Jones talking about feeding ducks.
Coach, who's your buster?
Jared Jones talking about feeding ducks. What the heck you talking about feeding ducks for? You better feed George Pickens. Or you gonna be somewhere talking about Jared Jones gonna be sounding like the teacher on the Peanuts. Wah, 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 wah. And everybody gonna be looking at him like he's afraid.
So my boy, stop. I can't even talk about it. I just have to show you.
Uh-oh.
So here we go.
Taste their own medicine.
I want to see
having
this.
to suffer some embarrassment instead of our own team players having to deal with a bad call. And that's at least partially what we got a chance to feast our eyes on yesterday when C.D. Buckner had 6 of his calls overturned in one game. Though, rest assured, he still got a chance to insert his negative impact in there as well. I'm going to take you through the contest itself as well as each challenge. The game began in about as cartoonish a way as possible, with Eugenio Suarez dribbling this ball on a 3-2 to Sonny Gray, who fielded it and, with the runner on third, proceeded to run towards the plate, stumble a little bit, and then just flip the ball into the back of base runner Matt McClain. That's going to go on some blooper reels at year's end. It was in the bottom of the second that we would get a chance to see our first challenge for the Red Sox, one they would not win, when Carlos Narvaez was off by less than an inch on what would have been strike 3 to Jose Trevino. Funny enough, one pitch later, he was indeed called out on an offering that really wasn't all that close, but the Reds didn't find one of their own. By the time that frame concluded, it was 3-0, with Matt McClain crushing a 111-mile-per-hour line.
All right, that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and tell you because that's starting to be a little boring to me.
How is he still
missed 20 calls. He missed 20 calls in one game behind the plate. Then he moves over to first base, and clearly the dude stepped on the bag, and he said he never missed the bag, and he called him out. CB Buckner, I don't understand how he still got a job.
He called him like that referee in 42 when Jackie Robinson clearly beat the throw to first, and he said out, and he stood there with big old ears like, I called him out. What you gonna do about it? They're gonna fire you, dude.
When do like we know in the NFL they don't have a minor league or to go down, but in baseball and basketball you do have basketball, the G League, and in baseball obviously you got single, double, and triple A. When do you send umpires down?
Bro, he should be fired by now.
He's not fired, close to it.
I mean, okay, but even if you say, hey, we're not gonna fire you because we know this this whatever it is, the brotherhood or however you want to spin it, if you're the Major League Baseball, you should at least have to send him down to Triple A. You gotta send him down. You can't have him.
Yeah, I agree. Bro, how did you miss 20 calls behind home plate?
And don't they have a rotating guy?
And 6 of the calls were strikes, and they got overturned.
Man, that is terrible.
Don't they have a rotating guy in case somebody gets hurt? They can come into the game. Yep. Somebody upstairs should be like, "Listen, man, he's having a bad day. Go ahead and switch him out right now. Switch him out. I know we're in the 5th inning. Switch him out right now."
Well, hey Joe, my boy stop is gonna be a flip. My boy stop go to Patrick Mahomes. Boy, stop getting good so you won't be quarterbacking and winning the AFC. God dog, stop working out. Shoot. Take your time. Don't rush. That joke out there throwing the ball already. And planning. And doing everything, getting ready for the season. I'm like, Justin Fields probably like, well, God dog, what y'all get me for? I said, don't worry, Justin, you're going to get some playing time, but it ain't going to be long if Mahomes says so. Mahomes is getting ready. He playing the part. He ready. He's coming back to get him some.
Dez couldn't put that a better way.
Dez said, you make that many mistakes, you gonna get fired, but all in the same day.
Yeah.
They take Dez, they gonna take your key card and everything and be like, you know what, thank you, but don't need to come back tomorrow.
I mean, they're gonna give you a 2-week notice for your 2 week notice, don't you? Hey, just chill, dog. You can stay at home tomorrow. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That is crazy. That's terrible.
All of the same day.
That means you can't call at all. Your umpiring is that bad. Ooh.
Nah, you need to get drug tested. Something ain't right.
Man.
Yeah. All right, real quick. Let's go ahead and jump into the Final Four. We're getting our Final Four picks. We're going to start with the women first. We got Texas, UCLA, South Carolina, UConn. Ace, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I got UConn and Texas. I got UConn beating South Carolina. I got Texas beating UCLA. And then I got Texas and UConn in the championship game with Texas winning.
You got Texas win? You got Texas beating UConn?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
All right, Coach, what you got?
I got UConn taking advantage of a slow start. South Carolina taking advantage of one of them slow starts that UConn been having these last couple of games. They've been starting out a little slow these last couple of games, but their overall skill been allowing them to turn that thing on in the second half. Won't be able to do that against South Carolina. Too good. South Carolina against Texas. South Carolina win.
Okay. Big Z will be loving that. Big Z at Bible study tonight. So he told me, he texted me, said, I'm going to be at Bible study. So tell the boys. I got Sarah Strong and UConn going to the championship game along with Madison Booker in Texas. And I got Sarah Strong winning the MOP and UConn coming back winning another national championship.
Okay.
Now let's flip it to the boys, the men. Yep. Go ahead, Ace, and I'm gonna step away for a minute because I got to start drinking my stuff for this. I have a colonoscopy tomorrow, so I got to.
Got to get the cleaning out going. I got you.
Yeah. So give me a second. So we be off in 30 minutes, but I got to start drinking it now.
No problem.
Go ahead, give me your breakdown for the men.
So, Coach, I know you wasn't on last week. I had all four of my Final Four teams still alive. Well, last weekend was a massacre for my Final Four. So, obviously, you got UConn and Illinois, the Saturday game, and then you got Arizona and Michigan, the Saturday night game. So, in my original bracket, I had Houston and Arizona. Obviously, Houston is out. Arizona's still in it. So I'm going to go with Arizona winning it all. I'm going to go with Illinois beating UConn because I can't stand Dan Hurley. And I was having a hard time pulling for anybody last week, Duke or UConn. But I'm going for the.
Throw that shot in there, then.
I was just telling the truth. I was just telling the truth. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a shot. It was just how I was feeling. And so, I'm gonna go with the Fighting Illini beating UConn, and then Arizona beating. I'm gonna have Arizona winning it all.
Oh, I thought you said Illinois was gonna beat Arizona.
No. I got Illinois. Okay. I got Illinois beating UConn. Mm-hmm. I got Arizona beating Michigan, and then I'll have Arizona winning it all.
Coach, what you got?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I was disappointed when Duke lost because I like working for HO, so I was disappointed.
That's why you got them Duke blue on today. I see.
It tore my soul apart when that shot went through.
Yeah. I'm surprised I still got a TV in the living room.
Well, hey, HO, you know the old saying, right? A lie don't care who tell it.
Wait. So you don't believe me?
No, I don't. HO don't believe you.
I have never been a UConn fan. Never in my life.
Well, but Coach has he even though he may not like Duke, he do like the players. He like Cooper Flag and he like Boozy. So I will say that.
Okay. All right. See, I don't dislike UConn. I mean, we talked about it earlier. You know, now I can't call the coach's name. I was calling it all.
Hurley.
No. The before Hurley got there.
Look at that.
When they had a respectable coach, I'm talking about UConn. I can't call his name. I was just calling it about a half an hour ago. HO, the former coach for UConn.
Who, Hurley?
No, the former coach for UConn.
Oh, Calhoun.
I don't dislike UConn. I just dislike Hurley. So, whereas with Duke, I dislike the players. I don't dislike the coach. and these new Duke players or whatever, I don't dislike them. I still got that Christian Laettner, all that late 80s, early 90s Duke has left a bad taste in my mouth.
But if Laettner or Duke wasn't the villain at the time, because you know they had to make their mark somehow, and when they beat UNLV, if you never disliked Duke, then they wouldn't be the brand that they are today.
No. I mean, they they played that villainous role well, and you got to have one in sports, right? And they play it well. So in baseball, you got the evil empire, the Yankees. In football, you got the Cowboys. Maybe the Raiders a little bit, you know what I mean? But definitely the Cowboys. Some of the fan base. And in college basketball, it kind of rotates, but Duke seems to be that school that always kind of rises to the top of people's.
You know how many people were so happy when that shot went in?
You probably got all the phone calls.
No, I got text messages. I ain't nobody wasn't bold enough to call me.
See, I didn't text you. I just let you just.
But at the same time, HO, the TV want to have Duke there because they bring eyeballs to the.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah,
to
no
the
doubt about
viewership,
it.
right? You know, just as much as people want to see, you know, you have just as much people that want to see them win as you have people who want to see them lose, or you can say it vice versa. And so, you know, they bring eyeballs to the.
And I just knew John Shire go get my bust of the week, but I changed my mind after somebody made some sense to me.
Nah, he ain't the full one to blame, but
nah, he's not the full one to blame because, again, like I was telling you earlier, Hurley at Wagner and at Rhode Island blew games the same way Shai did, but he just wasn't blowing it on the stage that Duke is on.
Yeah.
And so you also got to remember, every team that's won in this NIL era had an experienced coach, except for Todd Golden.
Dude.
And he had coaching. He had more coaching experience than he did than John Shire did, than most people, to be honest with you. So, I mean, he took his lumps and bumps and everything. So, I mean, the NIL era is really, really hard to win in.
Yeah, I'd still say, I don't care what nobody say, Duke still got one of the greatest players of all time to me with the best nickname in college, the Alaskan Assassin. How can you argue with a name like that? Trajan Langdon. He could shoot the lights out the gym. God dog it. H.O., something we forgot to talk about.
What was that?
There was a transfer. Someone entered the transfer portal and is curious to you wonder why. Oliver Rowe, the 7'9" guy from France. From
Florida. Yeah. He did.
Transfer portal. Where is he going?
Yeah, he's a project though. But for 7'9", he's a big old guy.
Did
anybody watch the McDonald All-American game last night?
Yes, sir. That girl shot that boy at the gym for the 3-point contest. I like, whoa.
Yeah. I'm not really as impressed as I thought I would be with this with the group coming in.
You got a couple of them in there. The top three of both sides look pretty good.
Yeah,
and they gonna put up something. USC gonna be something. We're gonna scare the crap out of everybody next year.
Yeah, I like that girl.
University of Southern California.
All right, before we get into our fun bag, let's go ahead and jump into our question of the day. Top 3 all-time college basketball front courts. Who you have?
Hey, I'm on a ride with a lot that E-Dub said before he got off air. That Florida back-to-back front court with
Corey Brewer, Al Horford, and Noah.
And then he took it back to the late 80s, early 90s with the UNLV. Another great front court.
Stacy, George Ackles, and Larry Johnson.
Yep. I think people forget about George Ackles. Yeah. And then you know, I'm a Syracuse guy, so I'm gonna take it to that mid 80s with Cycly, Owens, and Coleman.
There you go. I like
Billy
that.
Owens. Hey man, why don't you go to the stay in the what's the name in the ACC? Doherty, Sam Perkins, and Jane Worthy.
You know, that's a good one. Yeah,
That's a good one, Coach.
That's a good one. Yep.
That's a hell of a good
They
one.
were
That's
angry. They had personal problems. They were there. And
who else you got, Coach?
Kareem and whoever played with him.
Of course, we knew that was coming.
Whoever played, the Lucius Allen was with him, and Mike Warren. Well, Mike Warren mostly a guard.
Drexler, Hakeem, and
at Houston, the 5-sniper jam.
Drexler, Hakeem, and who played the power forward? Was it Michael Young, Danny Young?
It was Young, Michael Young.
Michael Young, yeah. And then let me go with Jeff Jones, Ralph Sampson, and
Virginia.
Jeff Jones. Whoa. Nice.
Yeah, right before Olin Polynice came in.
Ladies and gentlemen, now when you say Olin Polynice, you got to stop and recognize who he is. And you know why I said that, didn't you, H.O.?
No.
He is, without a doubt, the ugliest man in basketball history. Without a doubt. Ain't no need of trying to hide him.
Nah, he ain't. You sure about old boy that used to play with the Sixers?
You got Tyrone. You got Tyrone.
So there you go.
Tyrone Hill,
They did a parody on that Joker, didn't they?
All right, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber.
Oh yeah,
and Ray Jackson.
Ray Jackson, yeah. Ray Jackson was a tweener, right? Because Ray Jackson he played guard a little bit guard for them too, didn't he?
Jimmy King was
Taylor was the backcourt.
With the backcourt, yeah.
Now, this is I'm gonna bring back some memories. Yvonne Joseph, John Sally, and Bruce Dalrymple.
Georgia Tech.
That's St. John.
No. I'm sorry. Take that back. Dwayne Farrell and Dalrymple played the two. So it was Farrell at the 3, Sally, and then Yvonne Joseph. Sally played the 4. Yeah, that's how we bring it back, Coach.
Yeah, you brought Dalrymple back, golly. Woo.
Yeah, I forgot he played this. Him and Mark Price was in the backcourt together.
Let's see.
But I think that's everybody and everything. All right, Coach, can you please let everybody know what time it is now?
Well, Ludacris' ass was in that bag, and I don't think anybody told him yet. I'm waiting on somebody to tell him what's in that bag. I know it's gonna be fun though. That's for sure. A lot of fun in this bag coming up. Y'all didn't know.
What's in that bag?
SRT Fun Bag. Go.
Think. Since you're thinking now, go on. Think. Is it fun? No, sir. No, sir. Absolutely not? Zero fun, sir.
Oh, funny. What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag?
Are we having fun yet?
Yes, sir. SRT Fun Bag is here. It's on the way. Fun Bag sponsored by our great neighborhood Church's Chicken. Neighborhood, go on to Church's Chicken where you get $1.99 for $1.99. You get a leg and a thigh on Tuesday. Go on over to your nearest Church's Chicken. If you don't have one near you, drive across town because there's still some left. Church's Chicken, the sponsor of the SRT Fun Bag for the week.
Get the pepper while you're at it, right?
Nope.
Yeah, get that hot pepper. Well, it ain't really hot though. All right, here we go. Let me see. Somebody done jumped in the comments already. Tracy say no, not Churches. Yeah, Church's Chicken is the sponsor for tonight. All right. In the week before spring break, around this time, you'll have field day, or they call it May Day.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, when you was a kid, what was your favorite part of going to field day or having May Day?
The tug of war.
Tug of war. All right, Asa.
I'm gonna get in the car with Coach, tug of war, and then winning those I would finish. I didn't win, but I would finish second or third in like the sprints, the races. I was pretty quick.
Pretty quick. All right. The next question behind that is, if you went to May Day and field day today, which activities would you participate in?
Ooh, the three-legged race. And I think I would still do the sprint and tug of war.
Yeah.
Still do the sprint and tug of war.
Yeah.
That was the mark of the end of the year.
It sure was. Got that right.
All right, Cole. What you in the wheelchair race today?
No, sir. I'll be in the fastest chair fold. Whoever can unfold the chair the fastest and sit, that's me. And who could prepare the delicious frozen ice the fastest, the best.
Yeah, a little what they call them things to be in the paper in the cup. They call them what was them things called? The slushies or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got the slushies. All right, next question. Man. Coach, you gonna like this one.
Uh-oh.
If you made yourself a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, how would you make it?
All right. You want the blow by blow?
I just need, what kind of sausage was it? The flat or the sausage link, and you cut it up. You go scramble the egg, or you have a fried egg. You going white toast or wheat toast, or are you gonna toast it, or are you gonna just have the bread without the toast?
No, the bread got to be toasted.
All right, go ahead. Give me your sausage, egg, and cheese.
Bread toasted, circle patty.
The Rooter Farms.
And some grape jelly.
Rooter Farms?
Yes, sir.
Pan sausage, huh? Okay. All right, Asa, what you got?
Oh man, so it depends on where I'm at. So if I'm at home in South Carolina, I'm doing the patty, scrambled eggs, cheese, and toasted bread.
White bread or wheat bread?
White bread. If I'm in South Georgia, then I'm getting homemade biscuits. I'm getting the sausage link straight from the slaughterhouse, slicing it down the middle, slicing it, open it up flat, put that on top of the scrambled egg and cheese inside the biscuit, baby. And on both of them, we doing syrup.
What kind of syrup?
In South Georgia, I'm doing the maple cane from the tree. And in South Carolina, I'm doing the old Aunt Jemima.
There you go.
Get some more. No, I'm gonna get country. Get some old Burr Rabbit.
Hey, I'm a country boy. I try to tell y'all.
Oh my gosh! Oh my God! Look at this right here.
Croissant deli. Oh, here come the money. Hey, H.O., here come the money coming in with the breakfast. This the money.
Yes, indeed. This is money.
Croissant, deli slice. Here come the money.
Strawberry jelly, scrambled.
Here come the money.
And toasted with Hellman mayo.
And look, she ended up with, she said, if you know, you know.
We don't know because we ain't got the money. Here come the money.
Yeah. When you put that mayo on that croissant and put it in the skillet, ooh,
When she said croissant, that's all I need to know right there. We can stop.
Hold
Hey,
on now. Deli sliced cheese. Now,
Yeah.
not regular cheese. Deli slice.
Getting
You ain't get no normal stuff there.
Here come the Monday.
Hey,
Private school.
hey, Asa. Carletta, when you eat, do you hold one of your fingers up? You hold your fingers up? Yeah, you gotta put that finger up.
Tracy said toasted wheat bread, scrambled eggs, scrambled cheese egg, Eckerd's beef sausage, strawberry jelly. That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
she
about.
going to the Eckers. Ooh.
Eckers, ooh, okay.
You gotta toast that
Yeah.
bread though. I don't care what they say.
I'm going
Bread.
with the Eckerd's beef sausage split in half on the croissant, buttered, toasted.
We got more money, coach. There's more,
Yeah,
more money.
With the scrambled egg, I'm gonna scramble the eggs on one, then I'm gonna fry the egg on the other one.
That's more. That's
Getting
more
all
money.
that
More
money.
money. More money talking, coach. It's more money. We know now.
Look.
Deli Deluxe.
Sliced cheese.
I'm
Ain't
going
that
with-
regular
I'm-
stuff. Sargento.
All right, here we go. Your favorite Sesame Street character.
Dude, without a doubt. The Count. Ooh, can't beat the Count. 1, 2, 3.
The Count.
Count's a good one. What's the one that came out the trash can? What's the old boy's
Oscar the
name?
Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. Yeah.
Tracy. Them croissants at Sam's Club, girl.
Oh, they do be hitting. Yeah.
You trying to make people go to sleep after they eat.
You get a dozen of them. You good to go.
Carletta say Big Bird. I
Big
like
Bird.
Oscar. I like Oscar the Grinch. I mean, yeah, I like Oscar and the Count.
I love the Count. 1.
Hey, so who did you say?
Oscar, the one that came with the trash can.
Oh, Oscar, yeah. And she said and Elmo.
Now, in my adult life, Elmo, my guy. I ain't appreciate Elmo growing up, but in my adult life,
Yeah, Cookie Monster. Yeah, if he ain't got a cook in his mouth, something wrong. He's sick. He on drugs. He always stuffing his face full of cookies.
Yeah, Cookie Monster was the one too. Guess who just checked in?
Large Z. Large Z is in the building. Big Z. He's here. Y'all can't stop him.
All right, we still on the food. Hibachi or soul food? You get a free dinner for the whole week. Hibachi or soul food? Where you going?
Man, please. I can't even spell hibachi. Soul food.
Yes, you can. Quit lying.
Soul food. I'm gonna break it down. I don't need no.
All right. So whatever you pick, you got to give me your choices.
Soul food.
Yeah.
All right. Smothered pork chops, mashed potatoes, some old cabbage greens, cornbread, not cornbread, CONE bread, cornbread.
I'm gonna have to go soul food with you too, Coach. But I'm gonna go some Jiffy.
What?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the Jiffy. I'm gonna go some sweet potato, whether it be whole or mashed.
Everybody picking soul food. I see.
That's right.
My meat gonna be I'm gonna be some fried chicken. And then my vegetable, I'm with you. I don't know, collard greens or the mixture, the collard greens and the cabbage. I'll probably do the mixture with the collard greens and the cabbage.
Tracy said you go eat your cornbread.
I'm scared that she said it like that.
Yes. We gonna be in the whole fight. You mess around my cornbread. We gonna be in there.
All right. So with the soul food question, do you prefer pan-made cornbread or Jiffy?
I already said Jiffy. That's the first thing I said before I said anything else. Give me some
All right.
Jiffy.
Yeah,
Hot
shit,
Jiffy
baked
with some
chicken
butter.
over yellow rice with them collard greens and cornbread.
There you go. There you go.
Tracy said her boss you'll be still hungry after 30 minutes.
You sure will. I agree.
Yes.
You sure will. When we ready to attack. Jiffy. Oh, that Jiffy. Jiffy winning that one.
Jiffy, boy. Jiffy is ooh.
With Jiffy up in them cabbage greens. You like, ooh.
I done
All
started
right,
something.
we jumping to the music now. Name the first CD or album you ever bought.
Oh.
I'm gonna name the first three because I bought them at the same time.
The album, the CD, or the 45. It don't matter.
So I played alto sax first chair in middle school, high school. So one of the first albums that was ever given to me was Kenny G on wax. So I had that.
I said not given.
Well, I'm just putting okay. That was given. Now the next three that I bought CDs were Wu-Tang, Escape, and Mary J. Blige.
What can you remember the albums?
What's the 411? 36 Chambers and Humming Coming At You.
Go ahead, man.
Not Humming Coming At You.
All right, Coach, what you got?
The Elements. That's the Way of the World. Chicago.
Is that the album or the CD or the 8-track?
Chicago the CD. Yeah, that name Chicago 19. Chicago 19 is the name of it.
Okay. All right, Tracy said the Jackson 5.
Dancing.
Since she stayed around the corner from the Jacksons.
Oh, right. Okay.
2600 Jackson Street.
All right, here's the money question.
Oh.
Carletta.
What? What?
As Carletta would say, she was of the world at that time.
What? What? Not the notorious KIM.
Ooh, Heat Wave. Uh-oh.
All right, here's the money question. A week off with pay or a week working overtime, double pay?
You said
A week off with regular pay or a week working overtime with double pay?
Depending on what you're doing.
Give me that week overtime with double pay. Now, I know tax is gonna beat me up, but whatever. If I'm a 1099,
double pay.
If I'm a 1099 guy,
I'm go chop that up.
If I'm a 1099 guy, I'm taking a double pay. If I'm a W-2 guy, I'm taking the week with regular pay. Because that double pay, you're gonna bring home just a little bit over the regular pay after Uncle Sam slice and dice you like a Kill Bill video.
Give me some of that Kill Bill.
Okay. Miss Carletta. A week off.
Big Z coming back with the menu.
Fried chicken, mac and
Oh
cheese.
man, I forgot about mac and cheese, Big Z. That gotta be my honorable mention. Maybe my mac and cheese and
All right, here go the travel question.
Uh-oh.
You get 3 trips, all paid for. You get $1,000 spending money. You get 3 destinations. 2 in the U.S. and one out of the country. Where are you going? 2 in the U.S. and 1 international. Give me your 3 choices. You get $1,000 spending money now, so that's going to probably determine where you can go.
Yeah. Macon, DeKalb County.
You got to leave Georgia, Coach. You got to leave Georgia.
I don't have to.
You could at least go to the.
I go to Dallas.
Go to Lake Atwell or whatever.
What's in Dallas?
I got a buddy of mine that got some serious situations going on. He said, "Man, come on down and holler at me."
You're going to see Jared Jones. You just gave him a Buster Award.
If I see him, I'm gonna give him more than a Buster Award.
You go give it to him personally?
Yes, sir. Right in his chest.
So Dallas and where else, Coach?
Florida.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. We can't go to Florida. Probably Nashville. And overseas.
Our letter said Houston, Texas, New York, and Nigeria. Oh, okay.
Let's see. Out of the country, and shoot, not with Donald Trump president. I may have to postpone that one. I go over there. Next thing you know, I'll be doing the show from over there.
All right, hey, so what you got, buddy?
The 2 in the States. I'm gonna pick places that I haven't been to. So I haven't been to Seattle, so I'm gonna pick Seattle to go to, and then I'll pick Minneapolis. I haven't been there either, so I'll pick those 2 cities, and then out of the country, I'll pick Ghana.
Okay.
Haven't been there either, so I don't want to repeat where I've been. So Seattle will be a check off the box. State of Washington. Minneapolis would be a check off the box. State of Minnesota. And then Ghana. I see you, DR.
Oh.
Lake Hartwell's a good look too. Meet me there.
Okay, Miss Tracy.
Portland, Vegas, Australia.
Really?
Nah, I don't know about Australia. They got too many things that can kill you over there. Everything that moves is the top 10 most dangerous.
That's tough right now. Las Vegas for me, California, and China. I'm trying to go over there and get the hookup on the technology. I'm going over there to get a plug.
Yeah.
All right, San Luca. I like that.
I'm going to get all the iPhone 20s and bring them back to the state.
Yeah, bring the folded ones because they supposed to be having the ones that fold coming up next, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. So, hallelujah. My last question, spell. This for you, Coach. What was the? I forgot the word.
No doubt.
Hold on, I'm gonna think of it in a minute. I can agree. With that being said, there it is. Welcome to April 1st. It is a new month. Let's go. April showers. And it's about to start raining, so be careful out there. Ace. Big Z said Galaxy already got the fold up phone.
I don't care about the Galaxy. You bring them iPhones that fold.
With that being said, we got to go ahead and when you hear the music, you already know what time it is. It's been a great show. Thanks for E-Dub for coming through, dropping some knowledge for them about them Hawks. As the Hawks are 102-81 105-81. Was that 91? The Hawks doing their thing. Bless the Hawks. 81. All right, Coach. Ace, give me your shout out, Coach. You next.
Hey, always shout out to you, HO and Coach. Always have a good time. Shout out to E-Dub. Excuse me, E-Dub bringing in the Hawks knowledge. SRT family, always a good time. Miss Carletta, that little Kim. Okay, I see you. Can catch me on Mondays 7 to 9 with my other half, Don, the D and DNA. As follow us on all social media, DNA Sports Talk.
There it is. All right, Coach, what you got?
Everybody on the show, Ace, Big H.O., Big Z, Dez, E-Dub, D-Will, everybody. Happy April Fools, I guess. No, you can't say that. That ain't no good. Appreciate y'all. Carletta, get them croissants ready. Make sure they toast it with the spread. Everybody that watched today, thank y'all. We appreciate everybody. Red, we'll see y'all on Saturday from 10:30 until the show stops. We'll holler at y'all later.
There it is. With that being said, man, I got my procedure tomorrow. I'm still drinking on my prep juice.
Wish you well with that.
We're gonna say a quick prayer for me for tomorrow. Everything come back good and clean, and look like I'm gonna be a little slimmer tomorrow evening. Well, maybe tomorrow.
But you'll be alive.
Tomorrow morning I'll be a little slimmer. Might drop down fast. Yes, sir.
We'll shoot you a quick text tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you're good.
I sure appreciate it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in to Sports Roundtable, episode 468. Really appreciate that. Once again, happy birthday, Nay. She turned to she's in the 50 club.
50.
Yeah. Welcome to the 50 club. So with that being said, RIP Moms and Pop, RIP BC. For myself, Coach, Asa, D-Will, Hancock, everybody from the SRT family, and my main man, D-Will the coach. And don't worry about it. The Blue Devils live for life, baby. We'll be back next year. With that being said, we're gonna holler at y'all. Make sure you play the Powerball tonight. We out of here. Peace.
Night, Powerball.